with Em and Larnz.
Hello, darlings. Welcome to our Sip and Spiral podcast, our second episode. How are we, Lance?
Fantastic. G'day, friends. How's everyone out there? Chilling?
Yep, chilling in the sunshine.
Have you got your sip? What are you sipping on?
I am
No?
sipping my just cup of decaf tea today. Yes.
Decaf tea.
Have you got a sip?
I've got my trusty drink bottle. Not the one from the house, but yeah, it's another one.
Yep, no, you can't go wrong with that, darling. You cannot go wrong with a trusty drink bottle.
It's nice water out here in the 33 degrees. I need the ice water.
Oh, don't rub it in. 33 degrees. Hang on, what is it over here? 17. We've got the
not having
air
it.
on here, the heater. I'm in my woolly jumper. You're in your lovely no sleeves. It's not even fair. We're in a different country
Come over.
here.
Basically.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, I know. This it feels like it's winter already. Anyway, so we have actually introduced a new segment to our podcast, haven't we, doll? It's called What in the World?
We can't afford any musical jingles, so we'll just be, what in the world? Make it up ourselves.
Exactly. You've got the musical talent, you've got the musical ear, don't you, doll? Yeah, so our segment... So what in the world? It means what it says. You know, what in the world? Thinking about the things that are going on this planet Earth that we're on. You know, things like trends or news or pop culture, just things that have stuck out in our minds. Just, you know, something that's made us think, gosh, all right then. Just something that tickled our fancy.
Yeah,
we'll focus on a news
What have you seen?
report. Yeah, so...
Okay, all right.
So I saw the other day, honestly, listen, it got me in stitches and I thought of you straight away. I really did, because this is your type of humour.
Right.
In South Africa, right, there was an ex-police chief, okay? He was in a court case or something for corruption, something like that. And all of a sudden, he starts sweating profusely to the point where, you know, it's dripping down like it's literally raining on his forehead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so then what happened is he grabbed a tissue and thought, well, obviously I'm going to wipe the sweat off my brow and my forehead. So he was a bald dude as well, so it looked quite funny. And he just started patting on his head, and then all of a sudden the tissue comes off, and he's still got half the tissue on his forehead. But the problem is, he doesn't know. He doesn't know. So he's looking at his notes going on like normal, like not knowing what on earth has happened. And so then all of a sudden the judge or something says, oh, excuse me, sorry to interrupt you, you got a tissue on your forehead. Like, can you please get it off? Like, that's how bad it was. And he got so embarrassed. That's just something I could imagine we would do, wouldn't it? Oh.
Well, we've talked about this before. It's definitely come up in our friendship, because on the first night that we're in the house, someone had a nip slip, and I was just
in the
straight
Big Brother
up.
house,
Yeah, I'm like, straight up, your nipples out. If it's on purpose, I don't know, and that's fine. You can rock that, but I just thought you should know I am that, and that's when we started talking about I am that person. It takes a bit of courage,
you are
and
good at that. Yeah,
but you got to. It's a bold move, you know. So, like, I hope the news reporter was gentle with him. I mean, you know, did it get? I've got lots of questions. Did it get stuck on the stubble?
Go on, shoot away.
Did he have a 24-hour growth? You know, no,
darling.
was just
it
freelancing,
was just
freelancing on forehead.
Shiny bald head, just literally stuck on. It was just, and I thought to myself, this could happen to me one day. I mean, if you look at this forehead here, it's, you know, you could put a whole napkin on there. You know, it's just that sort of thing. It's a real danger for me. No, you've got to be careful with these things. It opens your eyes. It really does. You know, it reminds me of that time when I went to remedial massage. And, you know, I went shopping, you know, just an hour before the remedial massage and was wearing mascara. And so I didn't think anything of it, you know, went in there for an hour getting literally destroyed by this remedial massage. And then I get up and I've obviously sweated profusely and I look like a panda.
Raccoon,
so I didn't know anything like this, but she kept looking at me in this way thinking, gosh, you got a bit of something. She didn't say anything. So I'm walking around with the reception, you know, paying for my remedial massage, walking down the street with these eyes that look like I've got a panda or it's been a great night out. And I just looked in the mirror when I got home and I thought, you're kidding.
The
It's humiliating.
the judgments of people.
Yeah, exactly. It's dreadful. It's just terrible.
I think we can all relate to that though. Oh yeah, mine's right up there too. I went thought I'd do all the facial things and everything, so I went and had, I think it was called a micro.
Here we go.
Dermablation. Yeah. Okay. So it turns out,
that thing. Yeah.
Turns out that I've got capillaries that are quite close. I think we've all got them, but I mean, for whatever reason, my capillaries were, look, they put it on too high. It felt great. I felt, I know, I've got a massive problem. So again, no mirrors in a you'd think there'd be mirrors everywhere, but there wasn't. And so I've had this procedure done and I'm walking around and my friend FaceTimed me because she was so excited I was getting my first facial and everything. So she's FaceTimed me and she burst out and I've looked at myself on the thing. I'm red raw. It looks like I have got third-degree sunburn and because there was small bruising, like from where the suction, because it's a big suction cap. So yeah, I was the same walking through them all.
Yeah.
I went over to Dust to get some candles. She thought no amount of incense and essential oils is going to fix your problem, darling. I must have looked so stressed. So yeah, definitely happens to the best of us.
You're shocked to the system. Yeah. Do you know that story sort of reminds me of in Kath and Kim when Kath and Kim with walking through them all.
Tragic.
Yeah, but they have their makeover and they look in the mirror. Oh, I look sensational like that, and it's all peel. Oh, that's funny.
I thought you were talking about the one with Kath and they both went and got the pre-wedding shots or post-wedding, but they went and got the face peels.
Oh,
and it was all flaking.
Yeah, the face peel.
Oh.
Yeah, no, and they've got it in their house as a portrait. Bless them. Oh, classic.
Yuck. Oh God.
Classic.
So speaking of news articles, I saw your your main woman. I saw your main woman was up on my news feed, Meryl Streep, the illustrious Meryl Streep.
Oh, there you go. See, what an honour for that to happen on your screen, doll. I mean, that's fantastic.
She's been busted doing a nudie run through New York City, absolutely no clothes, running straight down all the streets.
Stop it. No, stop it.
Fake news.
She has too much class. Too much class to do something like that.
Well, you're on the money. You're on the money because it was about, speaking of money as well, it was about, they did an article, they did a recent interview while she's doing this tour for the Devil Wears Prada #2. And she was reminiscing, like talking to her co-host, her current, not co-host, her current, what's the word? The people that she's doing the movie with. Thank you. Co-stars. Wow. Well, if my brain could just fly back into my brain, that'd be really good.
It's all right. It happens, darling. Don't worry, love. It happens.
So she was sitting there saying, like, when she was 56. So I didn't know that the Devil Wears Prada was 20 years ago. 20 years ago. That is a long gap between sequels.
Huge.
Wow.
That's a huge one. Yeah, that's 20 years. To bring something back from the dead is full on.
Yeah, that's pretty full on. And so she was saying that she was 56 at the time. She knew it was going to be a really good script. And so she said they offered her $2 million, I think it was, and she said, no, but if you double it, I'll take it or I'll consider it or something to that effect. And so anyway, they did, and she got it. And she was like, it was quite a move, quite a power move on my behalf because it could have gone, a different way.
Could have gone.
But it went in her favour.
Haywire, couldn't it?
Went in her favour. So it brings it back to those like discussions of like as it was talking about sort of women feeling their worth and in this particular case a woman, do you know what I mean? And feeling the confidence to sort of go, no, that's what I'm worth and that's my bottom line. And she went for it and it worked out well. But I don't know, do you think have you ever had a similar situation or do you think could you see yourself doing that?
You know me, darling. I like to keep my mouth shut, keep the trap shut and be quiet. But really, in the grand scheme of things, it should be something that we should feel confident in doing. I mean, some people don't. But, and again, know your worth. She obviously thought, well, hang on a minute, because, there's obviously all that different pay, salary, ranking of actors as well with where you're at. You know, she's obviously a well-established one. So, you know, if she thought that was a bit low, go on up. And, yeah, if they didn't like it, then they could have just gone, yeah, all right, see you later, Meryl Streep, which I think would be an absolute disaster to do. But, yeah, no, I think go for it.
I wonder if the movie would have been as good without her. You know, she did make.
I'll just answer that for you.
Well, I know your answer.
I'll answer that for you in the world, and that's no. So there you go. Yeah, that settles that.
And I wonder how her lovely co-host, co-star Anne Hathaway feels about that, because I've heard she's not the nicest of interviewees, and Miss Anne Hathaway.
I saw one interview that she did with this blonde girl, but I think this blonde girl is known for not having the best interview skills or techniques, because film stars seem to get a bit huffy-puffy with her. But from what I've seen of Anne Hathaway with her interviews, and from what I've actually heard, there are stars that have reputations by other stars saying certain things, and as far as I'm aware, I think she's all right. I think she's all good. You know, but yeah, it's quite interesting, isn't it? It depends if you get them on a bad day or not, I suppose.
Yeah, there's always a lot going on, I guess. Speaking about having a bit on, another article I saw was that we've got a mushroom problem in Australia. I mean, yeah, death caps, mate. They're out. It's just one more problem for you to worry about.
Here we go.
They're growing at fast rates around Australian backyards. We've been urged, don't touch them.
Really? I've got to Google what they look like then, because that's that Erin Patterson. Remember that Erin Patterson?
Yeah.
That woman, she took the death caps and went for it.
Well, she went to extraordinary lengths, I understand. I heard it was a whole operation of driving out and meeting people by the side of the road with her. But these ones are just growing freely in everyone's backyards across Australia.
Really?
They're pretty gnarly. They're pretty gnarly looking. They look.
What do they look like? Yeah, let's let viewers know so we can save lives here.
I'd rather not, because once you see it, you can't unsee it. And so now I don't know how to describe them other than that. So I'm going to stay away from that.
Well, you said ugly, didn't you? You said they're terrible. Yeah.
Well, they're just like little.
Yeah, I might give that a Google later.
Yeah, it's sort of like Smurfs gone wrong.
But,
you know, the Smurfs lived in Mushroom City or whatever they lived in.
Oh, my God.
Well, you know, Smurfs used to live with the mushrooms. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not cute like that. So picture that, but not that.
No, I'll take your word for it. Yeah.
They're stubby little things.
Stubby little things. Yeah, stubby little bits of danger. You know, you've got to be careful with the dogs and stuff when you take dogs for a walk, because, you know, they love to sniff along and grab whatever they want to sink their teeth into, you know?
Yeah. So it's one more thing for Australia, you know, between our weather problems and our our animals that we've got
Dangerous
that are deadly
animals.
and
yeah.
Oh, man.
No one would want to come here, love. No one wants to come here anymore because of the, you know, the scary snakes and now the death caps.
Yeah.
No, it's not that bad. And we don't ride kangaroos as well. That's a very common misconception we have in Australia from people on other sides of the planet. It's quite funny. Well, I got a good one for you, Larnz. I must admit, I did have a giggle with this. I really did. I couldn't help myself. But last week, there was it just happened in New South Wales. But yeah, so a couple were fishing at the beach. All right. So there was a couple fishing at the beach and they had their dog with them and, you know, let him loose just to, you know, have a little sniff around. The next minute they find that the dog is acting really unusual. So they're going towards the dog to see what on earth they're looking at. And it turns out there was a fake leg, a prosthetic leg that washed up shore.
Oh, my God. Oh.
You're walking along and then all of a sudden you see this fake leg floating to the shore. And so now it's been handed to police and they're going to investigate who it belongs to. I mean, to me, that seems like a needle in a haystack. I mean, lost property. We've lost a leg here. Please tell us the description of the leg so we know it's you and we'll give it back to you. Do you know what I'm saying? So I found that quite humorous.
More concerningly, can the body that was attached to the leg please present? You know, like that'd be a good start.
Well, exactly.
But it's an expensive piece of equipment.
They're essential for people, you know? Yeah. So I don't know what happened there, but I don't know whether they found it or not. I did try and look it up, but I don't think they're successful at this moment, but I'm sure that would change. But yeah, and you know what? I don't know if this is appropriate to say, Lance, but it actually reminded me of, because they were in nature, having a little stroll, absorbing our nature and Mother Nature of the ocean. It sort of reminded me of when we were in the 12 Apostles, when we
Yes.
were walking down the path, Larnz and I, absorbing all the nature and all the
Oh.
flora and fauna.
Oh.
And then all of a sudden, I can't remember if it was you or me that spotted it. I think it might have been me. Something, who knows? But we have a look, and all of a sudden we see this used sanitary item mixed within the bushes in all the beautiful flora and fauna. And I
Was it
really thought to
mixed?
myself, wow. Well, we could say that, but it was. We just couldn't believe
It was
it.
on
We
wide
couldn't believe what we
display.
saw.
Couldn't
It
believe
was.
what
It,
we
it
saw.
was. It really, actually, it really was. And I was thinking,
Yeah.
where are the bins? Where are things at here? Because it was just on show for everyone to witness. I mean, ruining a good photo of the 12 Apostles. And it was. It just that story, even though it's nothing to do with that, but finding unusual things in nature,
items.
it just got me going there. It was just funny.
That was a disturbing. It was a disturbing event. Definitely, no amount of photoshopping would have etched that out of our brains. And once again, I go to who?
Very traumatized. Yeah.
But who is my first question? Who? Who are you?
Exactly.
And
no
how?
No one would own up to that, darling. No one would own up to that.
No, but I just want to know why. I want to know why. I want to know how. How is the biggest question.
Yep.
Like, I mean, how is, so, it's very cryptic, guys, but I think
I don't know, love.
The oddest thing I've found lately down the beach, because I love my beach strolls and investigations, and was a Lego man.
You do, love.
And he was missing his legs too. So, yeah, it was tragic.
Don't.
No, I had to save him because he was stuck there, half a body wrapped up in seaweed, and I just thought,
struggling out there, wouldn't he? Yeah, no.
Well, Toy Story and that. Was he going to come to life? Is he going to be disturbed about not having legs?
And this is the question that we ask ourselves of. Exactly. And you know what? You did the right thing. You did your good deed for the week, saving the Lego man there.
Thank you.
For sure.
Yeah, no pun intended.
Gold star, darling. No. No pun intended. Well, I was looking as well at some trends, Larnz. And I wonder if the viewers at home or the watchers have heard of this. But the other day I was on TikTok, just doing the good old doom scrolling as you do, as we all do. And there was this clip of this woman putting headphones on, and the daughter pressed play, and it was saying something. The caption was 8D sound. So not 3D, 4D, no, but 8D. And I thought, what do you mean 8D, 8-dimensional sound? What on earth are you talking about here? Anyway, so I watched it, and it scared the absolute life out of me, because 8D, this trend, they say put your headphones on and listen. And I was sitting on the couch with hubby, and he was watching his show, and all of a sudden you hear like a knock, but the perspective that it's in with the 8D, it's frightened me. I literally thought there was someone that was knocking on our window. That's how real it sounded. And so then all of a sudden I went, and I got quite frightened. And then Logan looks at me like, what's wrong? And I said, didn't you hear that? Me forgetting that I actually had my headphones in. It sounded so real. I got to send you a video of it. It sounded so real. I literally thought there was someone behind me knocking against the wall, which is where we were. So that's why it was believable. It just, honestly, it scared the living, bejeebers out of me, to be honest. It was really
And was it intended to scare? Was that clip intended to scare somebody?
So it was a prank. Yes.
Right.
Yeah. So it scared the mum, because she sort of looked like this as well. So I was listening to the video as I was watching her. The sound happened, and so it felt so real. I've got to send it to you. Anyway, so those who know that, honestly, give it a try. It's craziness. Do you have any trend style that have caught your fancy?
The clay eating one. The clay eating one is getting, and again, once you set your algorithm, you spend 2 seconds too long on something, and it just starts sending you, look, here's somebody else eating a clay pots, tiny clay pots. They're like this big. They've squeezed
Yep.
they squeeze lime and sprinkled tahini sprinkle in them, and then they chew them. But it's like there's a lot of
But it's
safety
not
issues
actual
around.
clay, is it?
Yeah,
I know
it's
that
edible
sounds
clay.
weird, but is it
Yeah,
actual?
yeah,
When does anyone know anything about edible clay? I've never heard of edible clay in my life.
yeah. Well, yeah, because you had that Strange Addiction show. I remember somebody on there eating clay, but this is like a thing. Like it's
Clay.
like a because is it called Pix? You know, what's the there's a word for people uh, who enjoy
Oh, pica.
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 That's it. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's about that textural, achieving that textural, to soothe. So they
Satisfaction.
chase. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. But now they've started making like foods that are friendly for you to eat instead of eating like foam.
Yeah.
Foam is a big one, which
So
no.
so to sort of mimic the texture,
Yeah.
is that right?
That's right. So they make edible,
Shivers. Wow.
like chalk. Chalk's a really big one.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
But I'd say
Wow.
that's the clay
There
pots.
you go.
But they put them in their teeth, and I'm just like, don't break your tooth, because they're quite hard. Like they crack them. They have to do
Yeah.
them on their eye teeth.
Big
Yeah.
crunch. And that's the ASMR
Mm.
for you. That's what people are looking for as well, isn't it? Just to get that sensory satisfaction, I suppose you could say. That's
Yeah. Well, I definitely
bizarre.
do. I
Eating
love
clay.
watching it, but I think clay would just taste like dirt.
But how do you make it? Do you go to the nursery? What do you do? Do you get do you get
Everyone's
pot?
buying it online. Everyone's buying it. No, please. Everyone's buying it online.
Yeah.
They come and they're
Yeah.
absolutely extraordinary. Some people are getting like little swirls, packets of clay swirl. They look like cake
Get
decorations,
out.
Yeah, and they're just all clay.
Oh my
Yeah, and they
wow.
snap
Oh,
them
I'm
in
gonna
their
have to
mouth
look
and
for
just
that.
yeah, it's a
And you
deep
just hear
dive. Yeah, the clay pots are
oh,
very
I mean, I do
cracky.
love ASMR.
Yeah, so there you go. That's our what in the world. That's what's happening. That's what's happening in our world anyway. That's what we've found.
Yes, the world of planet Earth.
What in the
So,
world?
yeah, weird
What
things
in the
happen. What
world?
in the world? There's a lot of things that happen in this world that we can't explain and, things that are fascinating and not necessarily so serious. It's good because it broadens the horizons. We might find some fantastic trends and news things that we haven't known about and get very thoroughly entertained,
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And then have something else to focus on over and over again as you're in the
Yeah,
middle of the night
and
going, just
spiral
go to bed.
over.
Something to sip and
Yep, and
spiral over.
spiral over.
Unreal.
Exactly. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching and for listening. And we'll be back for our next episode very, very soon.